Okay, got it baked. First thing I'm going to do is turn off the motion baker. And the next thing I'm going to do is, I don't know if this is a necessary step, but I'm going to select all the keys. I'm going to tell it to make everybody linear. But it's looking good. As I scrub through, you can see the original null right here, bouncing up and down. And then this one is following that on the Y, doing its own animation on the X, and then it was baked. Save motions, save motion file. Okay, time to go to Modeler. Alright, we're in Modeler. I'm going to make a point. With that point selected, I will hit the P key. Now that point is a polygon. You can see if I go to polygon selection mode, with the point selected, I have one selected. So that verifies it's a polygon. Alright. The next thing to do would be to go to multiply path extrude. And I'm going to select my motion file. And you can see it's got an interface that pops up here. And there's the result. Obviously that's not good enough. So let's undo that, try it again. And this time, I think the frames was 2500. Okay. I probably did that correctly, but I don't have enough resolution in there, so let's do it one more time. And instead of step 1, I'll say step 0.01. There we go. Now, we're pretty close. We could call it done now, but there is a weirdness going on here. I don't know if you can tell yet. But it looks like that whenever the audio is silent, we got that center line, but it's not centered. It's like up high. I don't know why that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything so that the sound wave is more or less centered. And then I'm going to go into here and do some cleanup here. Okay, now the only problem left, of course, is the parts that trail off to 0 are no longer down here. So I'm going to change my mode to origin. It is origin, okay. I want to select all these points right here. And I'm going to use scale. Now, I'm going to choose linear fall off. When I hold down my control key and then click and drag with the right mouse button, you get this little widget that shows up that lets me define the length of the effect. Actually, I have this backwards, so I'm going to move this around because I want the least amount of scaling on that end, the most amount on this end. Okay. Now, using the control key once again, but the left mouse button, I'm going to drag downwards. Well, it's okay, but what I really should do is take this whole thing. I can see that it's not centered either. too well. I'm just gonna do something like that. And I'll do that again. Oops, did it again. There we go. That looks a lot better. So I'm not going to go through and clean up the whole waveform because I already did it for my animation. I don't have to do it twice. But you can basically see the steps involved in doing something like this. And once you have this done, you can see these are all edges. I'm in edge selection mode. When you go into Lightwave, you can tell it to render the edges. You can set the thickness. In my animation, I set it to 2 pixels wide. And then you get the result like this. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.